Okay, we are going to assemble the Buddy Shaggy blind. Now, I chose to go the full length, so I'm going to do this in sections so that you can see. This is a 1751 XL. Okay, what I did was I found where the first bar goes best along the side. So what you do is you take this bracket, move it back and forth to where it best fits the bracket. Now if I lift this up, what you'll find, see how it sits right there, right on the edge. Now each section fits together with the sledge. You want to put in the middle the one with both on either end. Hook up these other sections to it. Now at this end, because it's a 15 to 20, I had to cut right here and then it would slide in. So I cut it with my reciprocating saw, my Sawzall, and slid it together so that it is even on both sides. Now I did blow a hole. I did break one of the self tapping screws, so I've got to figure out how to do that too. But you want to have it even on both sides. Now I'm getting ready to do step 3, the 3/4 swedge, 3/4 inch swedge. So there they are. And I've been painting the main bent bars so that I could at least have them, and I'll just disconnect before I screw them in and paint them all. I'm using for paint, get it from Walmart, Rust-Oleum camouflage. So for the second portion, see it, you want to stick the 1/4 inch bolt through on the inside. You want to put the attachment and then you screw it down and start putting together the lengths to go down to the other end. Okay, so we've attached it. You see right here now we have the front end done. I've attached the next length, and of course you can tell it's too long. So what we need to do is we need to mark it and cut it. So what you do is you get it, you want to see where the bend is right here. You want to mark it right in that area. And with your reciprocator saw, you want to cut that. And that way we'll come back and we'll install it and it'll be all ready. And then again, don't forget you got to put in the number 10 self-setting screws into all these lengths. But I'm not going to do that until after I paint them all. Okay. Now I found to put the last piece on properly, even after you cut it, you need to take it off, or else it just doesn't fit right. So the whole length is now together. To really put it on right, you got to take the bolt back out, put it in. Come on now. I got that through finally, but boy, that was tough. So might have to do a little muscles making it work. So there it is. Number 2 is in. All right, we're gonna put the bolt in for the 3/4 for the rear. Goes through. Kind of want to lift up your piece to fit it in easier. There you go. Once it's in, then you put your nut on. And I'm not really tightening it down because I'm going to end up probably cutting these bolts to make them shorter so there's not that much sticking out. That way you get caught on it. Okay, this is the back. Go to the front. Put them together. Of course, the one in the middle has the two males. You're going to take your end, simply slide it in. Very good. So now you have two lengths in. Grab your last length. You want to take it and insert it into the rear 3/4 first, because remember, you got to measure it. You're going to end up cutting this one. Lay it down. You're going to grab your marker and you're going to mark. See where the male section is? You're going to mark it. Hold on for a sec. I'll get that marker. I'll do it for you. Okay, so here we go. See, it's right there. Here we go. Now I'm going to go cut that. Okay, we cut it and inserted the end already. Now we're getting ready to put on the elbow. There we go. That makes it difficult with here again because you got to line it all up. So you might have to do some finagling. But you're going to want to line up both ends, and once they're lined up, push us through. Sometimes a little difficult. That's right. Once you finagle it through, put your nut back on, and then you have your ends. All right, now we've got the whole first section completed. Painted all the little screws that need to be painted. Running parallel to each other. Oop, over there. See, that has to be tight. Very good. These are the self-tapping in the sections. It just keeps them all now solid. Okay. Very good. Okay, and what we found about the strap stuff is there really isn't great directions on it. So I found that if you don't do it, at least starter, if you don't do the starter, you're not getting it in there at all. We already have it now started through the strap holder, and now what we've got to do is you have to have a tool to hold it. Sits and spins. Yes. Okay. Now you need to do that. They say if it's a 17-footer, you only need to do that twice. But I'm doing it all three. I had a problem with the middle one. It spun itself all the way out. So I've got to get a different size self-tapping for that one specifically. Right now, what I did was to attach the straps on the bottom. Instead of buying it from the company, I went out and bought these three portions, and they fit in that hole to hold the bottom. I'll show you what they look like. Okay, so what we do is we have a number 10 screw, put the washer on, put the big washer on, then the wing nut. And then you have the full complete set. $16.80 at Lowe's. Okay. So what we've done is we put the washers and stuff in there. Okay, now we're going to put the piece on. Go ahead. Move that up a little bit. What? There you go, and now that's for the strap. Okay, now that all the brackets are on, see how it looks? We have them way across, as even as we can, all the way down. Very good. Gotta work a little bit on that one. All right, now it's time to work on the straps.
Okay, we're putting together the straps now. Go ahead.
All the way through the bottom, through the middle. Last one, pull it tight. From the inside of the boat, back through, around there, around the post, then through the bottom. Get in there, all the way through, back around on itself.
And you'll do the same for up on top.
We're applying the Shaggy. Now we've taken three PVC pipes and put them in the bottom sleeves. For whatever reason, there's no way to hold the bottom sleeves. But we are now attaching it to as close to the water line as possible. And we're doing it with zip ties. They come with all the zip ties. Right
Okay,
there.
we have the straps on temporarily. We're trying to figure things out for sure. See the PVC on the bottom, the white. And we have enough on the front to wrap around a little to cover some more stuff. So we're still trying to figure it out. What we're finding is that the screws that they put in, the self-tapping screws, I'll give you an example. The self-tapping screws for these pieces strip out sometimes. So you have to go get a larger self-tapping screw to put it in properly. And that's why this end's not up. Okay? We're putting the Shaggy onto the frame. What you'll see is that when you lift it, there's a little all green with no camo, and that's where you put the zip tie. What I've done is I've finished putting all the zip ties on both sides. Who knows, I might need to do more, but both sides. All right, we have both sides of the Shaggy done. Now it's just a matter of lowering it where it needs to be lowered so that we can have a better center area to hunt out of. So we'll just lower the end.